from Russian director Inna Blokhina. And this is a fantastic documentary about 9 incredible women and their relationships with the water. Please do stick around afterwards. We're really excited to be having a short Q&A with the director, Inna Blokhina, as well as subjects of the film, Jeannie and Keala, Kennelly. Without further ado, please enjoy the film. Thank you. And now please join me in giving a warm welcome to our Q&A panelists. First up is our director, Inna Blokhina, big wave pioneer, Keala Kennelly, and of course, their Jeannie.
It was 6 years ago, and it was a long time. And when you're traveling, actually it started when I did my first film, and it was mostly about surfers, men surfers, and I decided, and I realized that so many beautiful stories woman has inside, and I realized that, wow, I need to find this woman. I need to tell their stories, and I started traveling, and I started to find this woman, and I found them.
I met Inna through a friend, and you know, Inna was just so passionate about this film that it was kind of like infectious. You know, she got you so excited about it. You know, I've done a lot of films, I've been in a lot of documentaries, but me and Inna just clicked, and she was so passionate to tell the story from a woman's perspective, you know, and I'm like you, I'm very pro-woman, so yeah, I have a little bias. So yeah, we just kind of hit it off, and I started filming with her, and I mean, we were filming for like years. I didn't even think we were ever going to finish this film.
6 years? Was it full 6 years?
I wasn't part of the full 6 years. She'd been filming Chinta, I think, for a couple of years before I got involved with Inna. But like I said, she was just so passionate about it. She was just collecting so much footage. She just wanted to film more and more and more and more, and she would get so many beautiful shots. Like I'm so glad I wasn't part of the editing process, because that probably took at least a year, right?
Yeah, it took 1 year and a half, I think.
Oh,
like that.
Wow.
But I can't stop because it's so beautiful. It's so many things you want to capture and tell about it, and I just can't stop. I started, actually, that was very funny, because I started to find more beautiful women, and I was wanted to get them all in the film, and I just can't stop.
See what I mean? It was like that. I never thought it would end.
I know. A 100-minute running time surf film is quite the feat for that, so thank you. And then for you, Jeannie, how was it for you to be involved with this film, or how were you approached by Inna?
I think it was through an email. She sent me an email, and then I met her, and I thought, she's got it going on. I'll be involved in this. And I don't know why she wants to interview me or whatever, but she said, your story is so good, I want you. Okay.
All right, so
I love making fun of her.
It's definitely, you can really feel the passion in this documentary. So we'll open it up to the audience questions now, if anyone has any. Anyone have any questions? Yes, okay.
How about version 2 in a few years?
I was thinking about it. I can't stop. I'm sorry, but it's so beautiful. I think it's so many beautiful, really beautiful souls and stories. It's wow. When you start to finding out it, you're just wondering and thankful that so many beautiful people live in this planet. So.
Yes, sir.
I really don't have a question. I just wanted to say that was one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen about women surfing.
For you, Inna, you see Cynthia age in this film, so already we knew it was a long process, but how did you find her? How did you find her as a 9-year-old? I believe she started.
I was finishing my first film in Bali, and someone introduced me to her, and I saw her. She was very tiny, very small, and I saw her, and I found out that she got so much strength inside, and I don't know, with my sixth feeling, I just know somehow that she will be a star. She will figure out her dreams, and she will do it. And and I was how beautiful was the relationship between her and her father, and I was really wanted to capture it, because it's really beautiful when you have so much support from a father, and it's beautiful because you have someone who always back. When I started filming her, I also can't stop, because I was thinking that okay, she will grow up and she will do more beautiful things. So yeah, it was a beautiful present, and actually my film was starts from Chinta.
I just want to say that I met Inna when I was in Bali, and we were surfing together, and just very proud of her, and she's very inspiring, and just wish her the best. And
thank you. Спасибо. It's my Russian friend. Спасибо.
Thank you for coming. A question right here.
Yeah, Keala, can you expand a little bit more on your childhood and what it really took for you and your family, like your routine, your schedule, how much you had to practice to achieve what you've achieved?
So I grew up, my whole family surfed, and my father, I think if he could live his life over, he'd be a pro surfer. So like, I could never surf enough for him. Like he to this day probably surfs more than I do, you know. So I was as a child, and then after school, every day surfing, practicing, competing, flying to Oahu to compete. It was my life, and my life revolved around it.
And I just wanted to, for Keala, just to expand on it, it's a really interesting editing choice for you, Inna, because your segment came and how you really are a pioneer in women's big wave surf. I mean, I'm of the opinion that if you're a big wave surfer, you're either the bravest people in the world or a little bit insane.
Probably, yeah. Little column A, little column B.
Yeah. So. And immediately following your segment was, Chinta talking about how she was scared of big waves, but that she still wanted to do it. And I feel, so how do you feel about being kind of such a role model for upcoming generations, and how do you want them to feel going into big wave surfing, little girls?
I mean, I love that I can be a role model, especially young women. I think that, it's like everything we want, everything we dream about is on the other side of fear, right? Mm-hmm. Everything is just outside the boundaries of our comfort zone. And it's not until you push those boundaries that the magic really happens for you. And so that's what I hope to share with people.
It's amazing. And hopefully when the next generation comes up, they don't hit into the same gender issues, or at least less of the gender issues you might have encountered in your career.
Well, I'm still fighting for that, When I first started surfing big waves, it was such a boys' club, and just in the last 10 years, just even getting women to have competitions for big waves. Now we have a big wave tour. Yeah. It's only been one contest, but it's expanding. Now my big fight is equal pay, equality. If we're out there surfing the same conditions, the same scary waves, and risking our lives the same, we should be compensated the same. So yeah. So that's my new fight.
Question right there.
Hi, my name's Diane. Hi, Jeannie. So,
hi, Jeannie.
She's so cute.
I do have a question. You mentioned that you love Johnny Depp. Did you ever get to touch him?
No, I just met him when they were filming the Pirates of the Caribbean, and Diane went there and snagged me a spot in the front
4
because
hours.
all these people were coming just to see, you know, the whole Johnny Depp and, you know, the ship and everything. And then I saw Bernie Baker walking. He was on the other side of the barricade, and I saw Bernie Baker, and I jumped across the barricade, Bernie, Bernie! And he's like, oh no. He tried to ditch me. And so I chased him, and I got to go inside the boat. I mean, and they say, don't put any of these pictures on Facebook or Instagram. So I took a bunch of pictures, and the ship was amazing. And then when Johnny Depp came, I forget what time it was, but it was really late. And we were right in front, and I got to touch his arm. And then he had the dreads on because he was in full costume, and I was squeezing his dread. And then he had this bodyguard next to him, like, you know, but I guess he figured I was harmless, you know. I'm harmless, I just want to touch him. So I got to
Any other subjects from the audience? Yes, up there.
So I feel like there was obviously a very important message about like women in the ocean, but there was also some underlying things in the film like ocean conservation. So were there any like underlying messages that you kind of wanted to explain or like expand upon that you didn't really get to in the film?
I don't really hear and understand the question, so I'm trying to. I think that it's so actually important messages which I wanted to tell from the very early morning moment when I started this film, because I love the ocean by myself, and I'm so much caring about to protect the ocean, and for me it's my inspiration, and I was grow up also in the ocean when I was young, and I just hope that this film and all these messages will inspire people just to think a little bit what we are doing with first of all with the ocean and with each other. So I was trying to find and to show as much as possible. So I hope that people can even think about it a little bit.
And maybe grab themes of their own just from the film.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thank you.
I thought Sylvia Earle's section was probably my favorite section.
Really cool. Yeah, and also Ocean Ramsey with the sharks. It's, you know, I feel like here in Hawaii we're really in the forefront of pushing past sharks. Are not our enemies. They're not really something to be scared of. And so, what was it like, you know, approaching Ocean and about her relationship with sharks? Were you in the water with the sharks?
It was amazing because when I started to make her story, she said me, "You have to go and try it by yourself." And I told her, "Hey, but who will finish the film?" I would like to, but I'm even scared to be in the boat. I was like thinking, okay, if the boat's going down, what am I going to do now? Because it was so many sharks around, and and actually I couldn't do it for the first time, so I said, okay, I try next time. And she said, okay, and I was actually thankful for her because she was grabbing my hand because I couldn't do my first step. Like I couldn't do it.
She had to drag you into the water?
Yes, she grabbed my hand and just so she just did it for me. And then I couldn't breathe. I was looking into it was so beautiful. And I don't know actually why I couldn't breathe, because it was so beautiful or because I was scared. I was just trying to understand, and then I just don't want to go out because it was so beautiful. I want to repeat it. I really want to repeat it. It's beautiful. And the sharks actually, they're like dogs. They are so friendly. Maybe I was very lucky.
Yes, sharks are friends. Not fair. Any other questions? Yes, right there.
Okay, so one of the things that resonated with me was pick yourself up and rise again. So I'm thinking at this point, being fearless, after going through all that both of you guys have, do you have any fears left? What are they?
I mean, I don't want to die. Sometimes people say like, oh, you ride those big waves, you have a death wish, you're like suicidal. And it's like, no, I just want to feel alive. That's what they make me feel. So, but yeah, I still have fears, but I think when you can have the fear and then overcome that fear, it's such an empowering feeling that is, I think, what keeps driving me to do that. So.
And for you, Jeannie?
What?
In this film, I think maybe you didn't really overcome a lot of fears, but there were a lot of really hard, a lot of trials and tribulations. And first off, thank you for sharing that with us. But how is it like to share such intimate stories?
Well, it's, even though I was interviewed and I was followed around and filmed for 5 years or however long it was, it's still kind of hard to see it on the screen because, of course, it brings everything back up and, but you just have to think of, I'm going surfing tomorrow. I didn't have to work today. You have to look on the bright side of things and count your blessings, whatever they may be. And I have such wonderful friends that gave me like a ton of ways. And
I know you look like you just graduated high school.
I know, I did. But I have so much support from everybody, and it's really heartwarming, and that's what gets me through the day. And then the only reason why I wake up in the morning is so I can go surfing. And then I face the rest of the day, whatever it may bring, and try to do my best at what I do.
Thank you.
I would like to say about Jeannie's story. It was beautiful, and when I was filming it, I was thinking that I need to find a beautiful music for this story, because the story is so, I can't find the word actually. So I was trying to find the music and I couldn't. And we started to edit with my editor, and we finished the story, and then in the end we found this music. And we turn on and we put the video, because it's usually you are editing with the music. And it was perfectly matched in the story. And actually, everything about Jeannie, it was magical, so it's beautiful. Thank you so much for your that you was sharing it with me. And we was crying when we find this music, we was sitting with my editor and it was so much emotional, we was just crying. And thank you for your story. It's beautiful that you're sharing it, because you makes people stronger.
Yeah.
And so thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie.
I think when I was 20 years old in Black Sea, and it was so cold, but I wanted to make it. Like Keala says, I wanted to make it. So I went to Bali when I was maybe 10 years ago, and I catch my first wave. I'm actually very scared of the water. I love the ocean, but I'm very scared to go deep and the waves. And it was really also hard for me to overcome this fear. And it was a big journey for me to overcome that fears. But when I did it, I can't stop. And I think it's love forever. Love for the ocean. You start to understand it more. And it's just love.
So just to wrap up, Inna, what is next? What's your next maybe 6-year project?
I have a lot of things. I'm dreaming. So, and I will do something, I hope.
All right, well, we're definitely looking forward to it, but on behalf of the museum, this theater, and our film festival, thank you all for being here. Let's give another round of applause.